So I just got done basically deleting the previous video accidentally where I was talking about consciousness, the psychoid layer, them hacking the fourth dimension, tulpas, and how we're really dealing with something called the phenomenon that is otherworldly. There's a fantastic clip going around where Joe Rogan is sitting down with this man called Dean Radin, where they talk about the Inquisition and how the church back in the day systematically hunted individuals who expressed or possessed psychic abilities. That is so massive given what we've already covered over here on the page. We're talking about people developing superpowers all of a sudden. Well, it's not all of a sudden. It's latent human abilities being rediscovered. That's what I mean by people coming online. And again, we're coming off the heels of show number 16, 19 of the podcast. And in the latter part of the show, or at least the latter part of the segment, that's where I found myself just thinking about, or at least talking about, the paranormal, parapsychology, consciousness, psychic abilities, things like the GATE program, right? The Gifted and Talented Education Program. And how when you look at this UFO phenomenon, there's a for sure psychic component associated with it. But it goes back to just that primarily, that humans have psychic abilities that have been purposely suppressed. This happened in our past, and it's happening still today. I was so fascinated by this conversation with Dean Radin on Joe Rogan that I had to jump up over here and do a whole separate video because it ties into what we've been saying. People are going to begin to come online, develop these different type of superpowers. Precognition, telekinesis, bilocation, this is something that Jesus did. Levitation as well. And I kid you not, these are real things that people can actually do. You can go look into the patron saint of aviation, Saint Joseph of Cupertino. There's over 70 different accounts of this man just like floating and flying. And as I said before, there are multiple accounts of Jesus bilocating or teleporting. And so those abilities are coming online. People are going to begin to rediscover them. The only problem is we live in a degradant, degenerate, decadent, and low vibrational society that will, like during the Inquisition days, shun you, hate you, persecute you, and come after you for expressing these gifts. And again, that's what goes back to the Gifted and Talented Education Program, the GATE program. They were studying people all the way back in the 90s. I may have been one myself, but they were studying people all the way back then that may have expressed this gene in one way, shape, and form because they have the technology now. They know what it looks like whenever you begin to express psychic abilities, supernormal capabilities. Some of it is genetic as well, right? Because in that conversation with Dean Radin, he talks about how certain people come from psychic families and others don't. They did like a study, I think of like 3,000 individuals, and only like a dozen or so ended up actually coming from psychic families where, historically they had expressed this ability. And I'm not talking about, being clairvoyant or clairsentient or clairaudient, right? I'm talking about telekinetic or psychic or things like that. Like literally everything I'm talking to you about right here, like this is disclosure. You are disclosure. Scientists are beginning to look into the capabilities of humans, the capability of the human mind. They're calculating the human spirit. It's very real. This is why just the other day, there was an article that came out where scientists had to confirm that no, our minds create reality. We're creating reality. And this ties into things like the Tibetan tulpa, right? Tulpamancy, thought form emanations, phantoms, manifestation, things that come from your mind and literally become manifested here. There are stories of this as well, where these thought form emanations manifest themselves here and become unruly until the creator has to literally will them out of existence. It's crazy. And so as I'm coming off the heels of this episode, overwhelmed by the amount of evidence showing that humans have psychic capabilities, It blows my mind. It makes me think that we have purposely been stifled. We have purposely been suppressed. And this is why I say people are coming online. We've had our food poisoned, our water toxic, our air sprayed, right? We've had all these different things done to us to smother this, to suppress this, to quiet this, right? Because this isn't all there is. It's not just about the body, bro. To a degree, it's not even about the mind. That's why they're coming out with articles and studies saying that consciousness isn't local. It's a field. It's something that we tap into. So reality isn't real. Consciousness isn't local. We're all coexisting. And this is what the Aboriginals used to call Inlakesh. I am another you. We are all reflections of one another coexisting in this space, co-creating. So I'm getting a little off track over here with the video, but let's just focus and land this plane talking about psionics, paranormal abilities, consciousness, the psychic mind, and so much more. This was meant to be just a short video that ties into the videos that we are doing talking about people developing superpower, explaining what it actually means to come online and how, they've been doing this in our past for some time. You've got people like Rudolf Steiner all the way back to like the 1800s and the early 1900s saying that we must develop a vaccine to eradicate the human soul. Your soul, your mind, your existence is so powerful, and they are working feverishly every single day to tell you that you don't matter, that you're not important. I'm here to tell you that's a goddamn lie. You are.